Yes, twin is looking fine. Yeah, look at that's so beautiful. Oh, hi. Sorry, you had to see me admire that. I was looking at the back of the car. Well, anyways, yeah. Jokes aside, it's no surprise that from what I've from what I upload on this channel quite often, I'm no stranger to older games, game console stuff like that. Stuff like pre Nintendo Wii stuff. Talking PS1, PS2, Game Boy, Family, Nintendo DS. Even though I can't really do play stuff from the DS because I don't have a very good mobile emulator for that. So or a console to play it in yet, but I am a fan of the older stuff. Obviously, I do play the newer stuff, but I much more prefer the older stuff because not only is it stuff I grew up with, but there's also a lot of stuff I had never heard of or hadn't played until like recent years. So yeah, that's a little thing I know. But why am I talking about all these games and older consoles? Because today I'm going to be talking about a company or whatever you want to call it that sells old games as well as game consoles. And if you couldn't tell by the title, it's DK Oldies. Now, there's been a lot of hate going around towards DK Oldies. I'm going to say I do not condone any harassment towards them or any parties involved. But honestly, I understand why they get the hate they're getting because I mean I've mentioned stuff like this before, but they do tend to overprice shit. Like, I mean, it's older stuff, so of course it's going to be a little more expensive, somewhat. It's going to probably be like as expensive as the newer stuff. On rare occasions, is it worth as much as it is being charged for? Like, for example, Nintendo 64 had a game called Clay Fighter 64 Sculptor's Cut, which did have a limited number of copies made. So that is one of the exceptions to it being worth like a few $100, if not more. Because again, it's limited, so not very many copies of the game were made. So it's sought after, like from collectors like me. Now, I have mentioned before in previous videos that I have, in fact, I am I'm kind of a collector when it comes to stuff like this, because again, it's stuff I either grew up with or haven't played until recent years, or never even heard of. So, and I like to try new things, so if it's anything to do with that, I'll collect it. I made a video like last year, I think it was, where I mentioned the most expensive game I own, that being Misadventures of Tron. The copy I have is basically, I mean, it's a PS1 game, but it's basically in a PS2 game case, and it has the Japanese box art, which I think might be a little more expensive than, the original box art, maybe. But I did mention in that video that the game is Sony themselves still, it's charging like $200 for the game. Again, which is like, yeah, I got mine for $3, or you can buy it from PS3 PlayStation Store on PS3 for $6 digitally. Yeah, you can do that, but it was also, it was kind of overshadowed by a lot of games out at the time, like Metal Gear Solid, stuff like that, so it just kind of faded into obscurity for the most part, meaning that it is a little on the costly side. But again, I got my copy for $3. And yeah, it's just weird. Now, another game I have I've made a couple videos on it before, like last year when I got Army Men Sarge's Heroes on PS1. Like, growing up, I played the Nintendo 64 version, which is supposedly the best version, with the PS1 version apparently being the worst. Which I can honestly understand PS1 version being the worst, because control-wise, it's not very good compared to the Nintendo 64 version. I've never touched the Dreamcast version. But yeah, I paid $15 for this game at Slackers, which honestly wasn't bad. Like, I'm sure I could find it much worse. But yeah, it's not bad, but again, supposedly the worst version, which I can understand, because I did have some issues with the controls, but it's whatever. And I also do have the Star Wars game for the Nintendo 64, Battle for Naboo. I never beat this game. I've had this for almost 10 years now. As I've mentioned before, I don't have my Nintendo 64 anymore, so I can't really play this. Like, I honestly don't want to play this because it's not that good a game. I mean, I got it for Christmas. Again, I got it for Christmas back when I was like 14, I think it was. 14 or 15, I forgot. But yeah, I've had it for almost a decade. Never really liked it. So, and again, since I got it for Christmas, I had no idea. I have no idea how much it cost. But as you can clearly see by I'm pretty sure it didn't cost that much if it looks like. This is how I got it too, by the way. This is how I got the game. So, yeah, it just wasn't worth it. But yeah, you might be saying, what does this have to do with DK Oldies? Well, they do tend to overprice a lot of shit on there that's not really worth that much. So they're basically like game flippers, people who want to scam you on YouTube and stuff like that, as well as professional graders who also fucking scam you. Don't buy stuff like that. You're being scammed. Nothing is worth that much, for the most part. Again, I gave an example. Clay Fighter 64 Sculptor's Cut, limited copies, therefore that somewhat justifies the price for it being a little more expensive, especially when compared to the original Clay Fighter 64 version. But yeah, they tend to overprice things. And what am I talking about? Well, let's go visit the website, shall we? Okay, so here we are on the DK Oldies website. As you can see, it's classified as a retro game store. I'm not going, but here's the thing. It's this retro game store yet. It's got games for the 3DS, Switch, Wii U, PS4, PS Vita, Xbox One, all kinds of shit like that, which aren't retro at all. It's pretty, yeah, they're again modern consoles. So, yeah, not very retro. So, I mean, that's basically false advertising, right? That's deception, right? They're not false advertising. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but again, it's deception right there. Now, I'm gonna search some games up that come to mind. Start with Misadventures of Tron Bonne, because I brought it up already. And it's out of stock. But yeah, look at that fucking price. What the fuck? Yeah, it's $700. Like, what? It's not worth, like, no fucking way. Again, I got my copy for $3 at a mall, shopping mall, of all things. I got it for $3 in a bargain bin at a mall. It's, yeah. And here's the thing, though, too. They have a game-only option. What's the game-only option? Is the game-only option like the $682.99 option? Is it in between there, or is it the $699.99? Whenever it's game-only, it's usually the cheapest option. So, yeah, it's not worth that much. Let's go back and search up Army Men Sarge's Heroes. Page enough. What? That's not okay. I want Sarge's Heroes, damn it. Okay, it's not showing up. Don't know why, but you can saw that they were charging like what, $45 for the Nintendo 64 version. God damn. Let's search up Battle for Naboo, because $40. That's probably just for the game itself. I'd hate to see how much it is complete in box. Fucking set what? God damn. Ooh. Yeah, that's the games. Let's look at consoles, because obviously I'm gonna go start with Nintendo 64, since it was the first console I ever had. Nintendo 64 player pack discounted, $125. You saved $65. Yeah, all these things that you probably can't see, but it mentions that the game might have problems not resetting, discoloration, cracks, chips, stuff like that, which is what my Nintendo, what my Nintendo 64 used to have. I paid $30 for it back when I was in 8th grade. Well, summer before I was in the 8th grade, I should say. I paid $30 for that Nintendo 64 in Vegas in a swap meet. I paid $30. This is for the console, its wires, and one controller. Yeah, $30. They're charging $125 for this shit. Now, of course, what would a console be without a game? So let's look at a game, shall we? The game I got when I got my Nintendo 64, Mario Kart 64, $70. When I got my Nintendo 64 all those years ago, I paid $20 for it. $20 I paid for Mario Kart 64. Just for the cartridge. $20. Of course, it was at the same seller I got my Nintendo 64 from. So, it was definitely, 20, it was okay. It was pretty much the only game I really had other than like one or two wrestling games that my dad bought me at the time. And I didn't really play those, so I really only played Mario Kart. And since I had one controller at the time, I was playing by myself. So, yeah. Mario Kart Nintendo 64 pack got two controllers, probably third party, by the way. The console, as well as its wires, Mario Kart, and Super Mario 64. $285 fucking bucks. What the fuck? Not for resale Mario Kart, $270. What? What are you fucking smoking? And the manual for $10? What? What the fuck is all this shit? That's... Ooh. No, I don't... No, I'm not gonna order from you. Nobody should order from you. You're fucking overpriced as shit. And I mentioned it already, so I might as well. Mario 64, let's see how much they charge for this. 65 fucking bucks. How much do you want to bet? It's probably just game only. Good condition cartridge. Shit, 65 bucks. Yeah, no. It's no. Or we could just get the Nintendo 64 and two controllers and the game for $235. Super Mario 64 DS, $35. I can find it cheaper, but it's. I can find it cheaper, but it's whatever. Oh no, it gets much worse. Let me tell you, it gets much worse. Let's go to the NES section. Hold on. Actually, we have to go buy consoles, because, yeah. NES systems. We gotta go with the original, because new systems... $245 for this shit. Like, I can get an NES Classic on eBay, brand new, over $150 cheaper, which has all these games except Duck Hunt. of course, because you can't hook a light gun up to the NES Classic. So, yeah. And they charge an extra $15 for one controller and the NES Zapper along with it. No. An NES and two controllers for 175. Yeah, you're fucking smoking some. 100. Okay, so what the fuck? Why is this one 175? What's the discount? Why is it discounted? It's the same shit. Is there like a problem with it or something? Has cosmetic flaws. That's why it's discounted. Otherwise, it's the exact same shit. Goddamn Contra, Punch Out, and Zelda with the NES and two controllers. $300. God damn, they're definitely smoking something. God, that's fucking bad. Why is a top loader $275? That's really fucking bad. Oh man. Now, obviously, I have mentioned that while I have gotten games much cheaper than that, there are also other places you could get games much cheaper. Sites like eBay, Amazon, Slackers, which is where that's where I got my copy of Soldier's Heroes on PS1. I got it from Slackers, $15. You can get it from Slackers, not GameStop, obviously. Amazon, eBay, fucking all kinds of other places. So, yeah, let's take a look on eBay at some of these things like consoles, games, stuff like that, shall we? Let's take a look. Okay, so I have eBay loaded up. Yeah, I got no. What the fuck? Yeah, as you can see, I've got stuff in my watch list, mostly Yu-Gi-Oh card stuff. But yeah. So, but no, let's go into my watch list. As you can see, 61 items, 52 collectible card games, 5 games, consoles, stuff like that. Yeah. You can see use Nintendo DS's. This jet black one doesn't come with a charger, but I could buy one for like $5, which, isn't too bad. But these ones come with the chargers. I would honestly rather prefer to get this one over the other one that comes with the charger, because as you can see, it's got the full-on wall plug-in, while this other one just has the wire, which, yeah, not really worth it. You'd be paying upwards of like, I think, over $100, like 120 or something like that. I could obviously pay way less than that on eBay for one of these. Or I could pay like $3 for a charger as well. It's insanity. Now, as you can see, I'm looking at like reproduction cards for games and stuff. I'm just looking because, yeah. But again, let's look for. I don't want NES games. I just want the NES. Resident Evil What? Resident Evil on NES? We want to go see consoles, because this retro 620. This thing, I have this, I think. I believe I have that one. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, the NES is still not cheap. It's still not cheap. But it's much cheaper from these sellers than it is on fucking DK Oldies. Which is honestly really sad. Where they would charge like $190 or something like that. Like we could, yeah, you could buy like all. You could get the NES Classic for like, obviously this much, like $62. I mean, again, it's obviously flawed if you read the description, but yeah, you can honestly get the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic much cheaper than you can get the actual fucking consoles on DK Oldies. Now let's look at some games. Obviously, going back to Super Mario 64. Look at that. You could get Super Mario 64 $22. Mario Kart 64 $22. Look at all this. I mean, Mario Kart. Yeah, again, $22 for Super Mario 64. You could get Mario Party 2 for $20. GoldenEye for $22. Like, yeah, you could get all this shit much cheaper on, again, like eBay than you can at DK Oldies. It's sad, really, because yeah, it's just ooh. You can even get a reproduction cart for cheaper. Actually, on DK Oldies, they have like authentic stuff, but again, they still overprice that shit, which not really worth it. Almost $35, including shipping. Like, what the fuck? Still too much. Super Smash Bros. For under less than 20. That's really. Oof. Let's take a look at this selection, shall we? You got like fucking ROM hacks, fucking Animal Crossing, which was originally on the, it was originally going to be on the Nintendo 64 disc drive. It was, but that didn't sell well, even in Japan. So it was, yeah, Animal Crossing came to the GameCube instead, but it was on the Nintendo 64 pretty much. You got all these like ROM hacks, stuff like that. Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut. I mentioned that earlier in the video. Get it for $22. Hold on, I want to see how much we could pay for how much it costs. Let's see that. Shit, that's really fucking expensive. That much. I mean, it was a Blockbuster rental exclusive back in '98, so of course it was Blockbuster exclusive, so it's obviously gonna cost quite a bit more because of that, but over $1,000, I could get it from the seller for 2,000. Let's look up DK Oldies. Let's see how much they're charging for it. Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut. $400. I mean, compared to how much it's actually worth, to be fair, that's $400. That's not bad. So, compared to over 1,000, it's not bad. But still, goddamn. Why pay $400 when I can get a copy for $22? Honestly, yeah, I would pay $22 just to get a game like that. I fucking would. I'm not sure if it's authentic or if it's reproduction, though. Army Men, Soldiers, Heroes, SE, look at all this shit. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't say if it's authentic or not. It's okay. I'd assume it's authentic, but yeah. Alright, let's see how much people are charged for Nintendo 64s. $120? What if, I mean, $120 for the console, 4 controllers? For $120 for controllers? That's really not bad. Considering DK Oldies is charging over $60 more just for the console, one third-party controller. Like, that's $120 for the console wires, 4 controllers. That's much better, actually. And of course, you could pay like $22 for a game as well, which is still much fucking cheaper than the DK Oldies for sure. Especially for fucking Paper Mario, $21. The game's worth it. It's definitely worth $21. $24 for Conker's Bad Fur Day, my favorite Nintendo 64 game, even over Super Mario 64. Conker's Bad Fur Day for $24. Definitely worth it. See, $100 for a Nintendo 64 and 1 controller. Still a lot better. So yeah, DK Oldies definitely overprices the shit. Pokemon Snap, not a very good game, but a little over $23. It's whatever. Star Fox 64 is $23. Yeah, it was worth it. Fucking Perfect Dark, a little over $25. That I would fucking pay. Well, even over GoldenEye. I don't like GoldenEye very much. I like Perfect Dark, though. Perfect Dark is the shit. But yeah, you could get shit on like eBay much cheaper than you can at DK Oldies. It has also been brought to my attention that not only do they overprice their shit, but they also don't like mail it properly. What do I mean by that? I mean they they'll put like some cheap bubble wrap or whatever in it, put bubble mailer, whatever. They'll do that. Not put very much protection on it, and then they'll like ship things. They'll take a PS2 for example. You'd order like a PS2, and the way they ship it is they'll ship it normally, like they'll put it in the mailer or whatever. Then they'll fucking put the games in like or consoles in bubble wrap, which like for example a PS2, like a PS2 and bubble wrap, not a good short option idea, because the console can break easily if not cared for properly. And yeah, it's just really just not good. Now obviously I've never ordered from them. I don't plan on ordering from them. And you might be thinking, then why am I making this video? I'm making it to like warn you to not, that they're not necessarily trustworthy from what I hear. And I do read reviews for people like this quite often before I do buy, and they're not. I saw a lot, and I mean a lot, of negative reviews. So yeah, DK Oldies, not getting my money. Am I ashamed to admit that? No, because if they don't take care of, you know, what I order when they say they do, and they should, yeah, I'm not trusting them. What do I mean by that? Well, let me show you. Okay, so I found probably the perfect one to show how they package this stuff. So, and afterwards, I'm going to do it my own way, pretty much. It's painful. Let me tell you, this is going to be probably going to be really painful to watch, because it hurts me to watch. So, yeah, let's get this started, shall we?
Spine just placed an order all the way from Iceland. We ship worldwide. They got one of our PS2 consoles, plus an original PS2 controller. And wait till you see the selection of PS2 games they got. Let's head to the table to package it.
Now, one thing to mention is normally they do third-party controllers, but they did in fact say that there are people that do order the third-party controllers, which I can't really say if that's true or not, because I haven't bought them. I don't plan on buying from them. And so, can't really say if that's true or not. But I do believe that if you do want an actual first-party PS2 controller, for example, it does cost a little extra, which is understandable, but it's just not right, honestly.
They got a copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2, Call of Duty 3, 2 Lord of the Rings games, Scarface, I love this selection, and finally Star Wars.
Okay, I did grow up with 3 of these games. I grew up with Scarface, which I really want to play again. I grew up with Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 back in the day. I grew up with those 3 games. Really fucking good. Scarface especially. Al Pacino did a good job in that game too. But yeah, it felt kind of like San Andreas and Vice City, just without all the driving and stuff you had to do throughout most of the game, which was as far as I remember, but it was not bad. But that's enough of these games and everything. This is when it starts to get painful.
Where's Battlefront? I think I've got some better artwork I can swap in for this one.
Yeah, it's the artwork, so it's no big deal, honestly. I won't care.
And that looks a lot better. Let's get this wrapped up.
Also, that's not how you seal a box. You seal it like 1 strip, 2 strip, overlapping that one a little bit, and then the 3rd strip overlapping that other side of the tape a little bit too. 1, 2, 3. That's how you box. That's how you tape a box shut, not 1, 2, 3. That's not how you do it. But yeah, this is when it gets really painful. Notice that bubble wrap is being used for a console that fucking huge. If you're gonna mail a console, put in either get a bigger box than the one that was shown. Get a bigger box than that was shown. Put the console in that box you showed. Then with paper under it, protection around the inside, and then put the console in. Put more paper above the console. Seal that box down. Seal that box shut. Then, yeah. Also notice that even if since the bubble wrap was used, it was not tape sealed. So there is a possibility that this person did get their PS2 broken, which some people have reported countless times from what I've seen and heard. So again, I can't really discredit that or anything, but just this is not how you seal. This is not how you package stuff. Also, that controller, even if it is contained in something, it still needs to be protected, because what that's in can bust open and possibly break the controller. So yeah, you might want to put that in something as well.
And since your awesome order got picked to be filmed, how about a PlayStation keychain?
Also, a $2, $3, maybe $4 keychain for how much that cost. It's a small keychain like that should be something better, honestly. Throw in like a fucking memory card or something. If you haven't noticed, the person forgot to order a memory card, so a memory card would have been a better thing to get free than a fucking $2 keychain. It's just, why? It's really fucking bad. Ugh. Also, Joey here forgot, again, don't harass anybody from DK Oldies or anything like that. Don't harass anybody. But notice that there's paper on the top of the stuff, but you didn't see anything below the console or anything like that. That could break that shit. That could break the fucking console. Even before it arrived at its destination. You always want to put extra protection, like foam chips or something like that. Styrofoam popcorn or whatever that stuff's called. Put something under it. If you're gonna do something like this. It's just not good. Again,
It's fine. It's on its way to Iceland.
actually, how that was packaged, it was at the top, so I can't really like say anything bad about that, because you kind of do want to seal the middle as well as the stuff, because again, flaps and everything, so it's, yeah, that's, can't really fault it for that, but still, just avoid that. Now let's get to my version, shall we? Jeffrey ordered Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Destroy All Humans, Path of the Furon, and Disgaea 2 Cursed Memories. Let's ship them out. Here's Disgaea 2. Here's Brawl, Destroy All Humans, and Crash Team Racing. Rapid time! Here's the box. Shit. There we go. Since your order got picked to be filled, I'm throwing in some Kleenexes. Get the fuck in there. Alright, Jeffrey, your stuff's on its way. But yeah, this is not a hate campaign. Nor do I condone any harassment towards anybody mentioned in the video. But I just feel like you have to know that, again, don't condone any harassment or anything. Nor do I think you should or shouldn't buy from any of these people. But yeah, it's just, this is just me trying to tell you be careful where you shop at online, who you shop from, because It's you just need to be careful who you buy from and where you buy stuff from, because you never know when things might you you might get scammed. But you might also, you know, get a good deal. It just depends on where you shop from and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just be careful who you shop from, where you shop. And the games I did quite literally throw in the box and stuff are my games, and don't worry, they're perfectly safe. Nothing was broken or anything like that. Everything's fine. Just yeah, it's don't worry. You perfectly everything is perfectly fine. So yep. Again, everything is perfectly fine. The games are okay. They're safe. So you have nothing to worry about. But yeah, again, be careful where you shop online, who you shop from, everything. Because you never know. You might either get a good deal or you might get ripped off. It's just, ooh. Again, not harassment, not hate. I also don't condone any harassment. So, again, please don't send any hate their way, because it's not cool. Again, please don't harass anybody. This is not a hate campaign. But also be careful. it's safety first. Just remember to read reviews from sellers, people who buy the stuff, all that all that jazz, cause you never know. But yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.